Sunday morning, November 30th, 2025. Our building Swell has arrived. I'm gonna head out for a run on Ali'i Drive and check out what some of the surf spots are looking like. Catch some of the action. And it's a beautiful morning. Once again. Okay, first stop is Banyons. Swell rolling through, little wave rolling through. Banyons is always one of those spots here on the KAILUA KONA coast where there's bound to be somebody out trying to catch a wave, even the smallest of the waves. Personally, I've only surfed Banyons maybe 1 or 2 times in my lifetime. A couple of boogie boarders over in this section, but the traditional Banyons spot is over there. Alright, we've got a big set coming in. There we go. Oh. Nobody caught that one. No? That one's kind of backed off. There we go. Short little ride. Alright. Let's head on down to Lymans. See what's going on there. And here's another perspective looking at Banyons. And if we pan over here to the left, we can see Lymans. I have surfed Lymans quite a few times. We'll get closer for a more head-on look at that wave. Head down Ali'i Drive. Get a different perspective of it. So surfing is a lot of sitting, waiting, wishing for that wave to arrive. And one does, when one does, scratching to try to catch it. Lymans is a left, typically. Left basically means that when you're out in the water facing shore, it's going to be braking from the right to left. Okay, our next stop on our tour of surf breaks is Magic Sands. So named because the sand here in the wintertime will disappear and then return. This is a classic boogie boarder spot. Great place for folks young and old to practice their skills on boogie boarding. So many young groms working on their skills will come here. Get a nice turn, get barreled, get turned in the washing machine. Nice. Set coming in. It's really a lot of fun, especially when you have a soft, sandy bottom like this. You can take some risks. Not get chewed up in the coral or the lava rocks. Woo. That was a big one. Very cool. All right. We're now at Kahalu'u. There's the old historic church right on the point. This is where I probably surfed the most when I lived here in Kona. It doesn't always work on each swell. Sometimes it can be epic. There's only a handful of guys out here, so this may not be the ideal swell for this location, for this break. But it is a beautiful place to surf and hang out. The left does push you into these rocks right over here. Not a good thing. You can see possibly that person in the red trying to get out of the shallows. It looks like they got caught and pushed in. Well, it looks like only about 5 people are out there, including the guy who got caught on the inside. He's being pushed even further inland. Not sure if any of these guys are going to be able to catch one of these, and if they do, whether they'd be much of a wave to surf. Here we go. Nope. Oh, looks like he was on a boogie board as well. Oftentimes a pretty mushy wave here, even on big surf days. A lot of people learn how to surf here. All right, well, this is the turnaround point for my run, so I'm gonna start heading back. I might stop and shoot some more video along the way. So one of the cool things all along the coast here is you have these public access points, which gives public access to the beach and access to the shoreline, the water. This is one of those public access points. I see a big old wave right there coming in. It's not necessarily always like ideal surf spots, but see the backside of Kahalu'u's over there, and you can see another spot right over there. Nice wave. Oh, didn't quite make that bottom turn. And on big surf days, the water will come right up here. In fact, you can see the water line right there, where some of the biggest waves got pushed right through here. I'm not sure what the name of that little break is right over here, but there's about 4 surfers out. A couple of the guys have caught some pretty nice waves. A lot of these waves along the Kona coast are very technical in nature. Lava rock bottoms, only breaking in certain swells. But man, it's beautiful. All right, let's continue my run. And pausing just to take note of the sign here. The Hawaii Scenic Byway, the Royal Footsteps along Kona coast. And it's one of the cool things about this area. There is so much history and history to this area. And I like to think that these public access points getting to the water are a big part of that. And speaking of some of the historical sites, this is an archaeological historical site here with an old heiau, Native Hawaiian temple here at this location. You can see a little surf spot here. Again, this is traditionally a mostly boogie boarding spot just to the south of Magic Sands. This break probably has its own name. We'll take a look at this. KAILUA heiau. There we go. Ride. Okay, as we just mentioned, is some of the historical sites, public access. Let's check out this public access here. I don't really have any idea where this one goes, other than to the shoreline, but I don't know if it connects us to a surf break. I rather doubt it. There were no cars really parked out on the street, indicating that it's a desirable surf spot. So Yeah. In any case, let's go check it out. Nice primitive path leading down. You hear lots of birds along the way. As we get closer to the shoreline, you can hear the crashing surf. And I do consider these public access points activity assets for a community, connecting people to the water, and that might include accessing water sports activities. All right. Looks like it could be a beautiful fishing spot. Definitely not a place where you want to go out and surf, but you never know. If we come out this way just a little bit, you'll see a lineup right there of surfers. That's most likely the backside of Lymans. So we should be able to see Lymans again in just a moment from the front side. What a beautiful day. Aloha. One final shoreline access we'll check out. You can see the lineup of cars along Kahalu'u Drive. As the morning goes on, things get more insane and crowded, especially on a big surf day where a lot of locals will come down out of the hills to try to catch some surf. You know, one of the things that we could do here in Kona is make Kahalu'u Drive a lot safer for cycling, and more surfers could actually ride to the surf with their bike. I see one lone person out at this break. See if they're able to catch anything here. Looks like a lineup coming in. Passed on that one. It's not ready to break yet. Probably why there's not more people out here. probably only breaks on the biggest of waves out there. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this little adventure of looking at the surf. The first big swell since I moved back here to KAILUA, KONA. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and share it with a friend. And if you haven't done so already, I'd be honored to have you subscribe to the channel. Just click on that subscription button down below and ring that notifications bell. Well, until next time, this is John signing off by wishing you much activity, health, and happiness. Cheers and aloha. Oh, thought for sure he'd catch that one.